Okay, my name's Chris Payne. I'm the Vice President of the Diggers Rest Football Netball Club. Here with me today is Lance Eddy, who is the President of Diggers Rest Football Netball Club, and today we're very excited to have the International Cup 2017 game community round between Indonesia and China, which you can see behind us.
The Melbourne weather's brought it on. It's good to be at country footy.
Here, the game is so friendly. I mean, we're encouraged to be social with the players and the coaches, and it's really a mutual respect, and that's what I love tremendously about their game.
So you guys are taking over?
Well, you know, we'll do our best. Let me tell you, we'll do our best, but we'll take everything that, you guys have given us, and hopefully we'll apply it right, and no one will know the difference.
We're starting now to really be very, very competitive. You know, when I first got there, we were losing by 100, 120 points. Now we got into the grand final in 14. Yeah, we beat the Hong Kong teams the other day, so it's fantastic.
Yeah! Win you win! Yeah!
Oh, my name is Pasaribu.
Excellent. What number do you wear, mate?
Number one.
Number one. So is that number one player?
We all together number one player. All players.
You probably look at a team like China who have done a fair bit of work together, and if you can look at that and find how it is difficult to get the squad together, then if the results aren't the way you're expecting, it's probably a little bit understandable too.
Oh yeah, look, it's no use going away from here. I can be disappointed, but don't be disheartened.
Yeah.
Because they are improving and they are wanting to improve, and you can see when we do get the ball, there's been times there where we have moved it all right. A little bit hard when you've got 4'2" guys running around trying to compete and jump up and marks, but they love the game of football, and that's what this is about, is spreading the word of football around the world.
Yeah, it means a lot to us. Just right from the start, I'd just like to thank Chris for all the work that he's done. 3 years ago, he was the man that saw it, got it here. I do believe we were the first club outside of Melbourne to actually host a game. So that was just a great fillip for our small club. We live in a very small town. I think, 2,500 people in the city of Melton. We've really got no industry or anything, but to get something like this really puts us on the map.
Now, tell us a bit about your background as coach, mate.
Okay, I spent the last sort of 4.5 years in Guangzhou, so part of the Guangzhou Scorpions and Team China, so working closely with Port Adelaide and developing AFL over there.
Now, how important has the relationship been between the power and I guess the Asian continent?
Oh, look, very, very important. Yeah, one from a commercial aspect for AFL and then the footy development, but in terms of growing the game, Port's come right behind it. They support the South China AFL, which we call the Scaffold, which is Hong Kong teams, China teams and Macau, and they support that, and we try and identify players out of that.
Now, how has the game grown in China? When did it start to grow some legs?
Oh, look, it probably started. It grew around about 2012 when Melbourne came out and did some elite athletes sports, and then the expats were involved. Chinese boys knew about it. Then 2013, the expats didn't want to train, so we kicked all the expats out, and we recruited from the sports university. So it's a program with the Guangdong Sports University, and the boys have just taken it to, it's just something new. They enjoy. We're trying to teach them the old footy club culture.
And a lot of free kicks, a lot of just simple free kicks given away too.
Yeah, that was very disappointing because we know how to tackle. But again, you got to understand, over in Jakarta, we don't train on grass, so you can't do tackling drills because you don't want to get injured. We're training on synthetic with concrete. So I think that shone out today, a very poor part of our game.
Is that something you've been working on since the squad's been in Australia, to focus a lot more on your tackling when you've had the opportunity?
No, to be honest, we're trying to mould a side. China and Japan, and they all train together. We don't. We've got an island where there's 10 players. In Jakarta there's 13 players, and on another island in Bali there's 2. We only met on the Friday. So we've never had a training run together. We haven't played together, and we certainly haven't been doing the same training drills. So with that in mind, that we're always going to struggle. We're going to have a hard time with it. So we're trying to mould the side together to play as one. We focus on more skill work, trying to hit a target, giving off first option. There's plenty of other areas we can train on as well, but we just don't have the facilities where we're at.
What do you love most about umpiring, mate?
Just the camaraderie back in the States, and I'm not kidding you, a lot of the competitions in the other sports, they tell you as soon as the game's over, get off the field, don't talk to anybody. Here the game is so friendly. I mean, we're encouraged to be social with the players and the coaches, and it's really a mutual respect, and that's what I love tremendously about their game.
What's the sort of expectation of your squad today, like physically and I guess agility-wise?
Look, we're really good. We've got a lot of speed and a lot of the skill set starting to come in. So Indonesia is going to be a really good match for us because they play very, very similar. Their boys are a little bit hurt from the last couple of physical games with Croatia and Sri Lanka, but that's footy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the International Cup games. It's a different way to appreciate the AFL as well, I find.
Oh, of course it is, and it's just great to see, over 850 players in one area all over the world. It's just, 10 years ago, or when I used to play 15 plus years ago, we wouldn't have dreamed of that,
And tell us about your team that you're running out with today.
We've got 8 umpires. We have CJ Adams, which is our very first boundary umpire ever in the States, so that's really good. Yep. And then we've got 2 scholar umpires with us, Lori Roop, she'll be on the field, and Sid Caesar, who will be in goal. They were some of our leading candidates, and they earned the right to be here, and they were actually won a scholarship. So then we'll have Peter Dinnick, Chris Adams, Jeff Person, Toby Person, and myself.
And what sort of funding goes towards getting the squad over here?
Oh, look, we must really thank Port Adelaide because they've been the drivers behind it. Cathay Pacific, Renault's given us a couple of buses to move the guys. Without the funding, we can't. There's no way that we can get a squad over here. We raised ourselves over there maybe about $12,000 to $15,000, but it's a lot more to get 26 players over here. So we thank our sponsors, especially Port Adelaide, who drives this whole program for us.
Fantastic, mate. And who are some of the players we've got to keep an eye out for today?
Well, definitely keep an eye out for number 88, Chen Xiaoliang. So he's the Port Adelaide guy. He moves nicely around, I think. There's a couple of midfielders, bloke we call Fish, but there's Bruce and the number 8 and number 5. And there's a couple of strong boys in the back line. Jung Ho, he's the team manager as well. He's one of the drivers behind the footy, and he's just absolutely passionate about the game.
And as you can see, there's quite a number of people around, and they just have a good time. The players play, they seem to enjoy themselves. There's no Australians in it at all, so they're actually citizens of their own country, so which is great for us to get in here, give us a bit of knowledge, I suppose, from their perspective on how what I believe is a very good club and how it runs.